Hey guys, welcome back to another plan with me. This week I'm planning with this kit I have been so excited to use. I am a huge Lord of the Rings fan, and yeah, I could not wait to use this artwork. I am a little mad at myself that I didn't save it for my birthday week, but this kit really gives me like early fall vibes, even though like beginning of September is still kind of like summer, but I don't know. I just associate, especially the beginning of their quest, just makes me think of like the end of summer, beginning of fall. And so I decided to use it this week. I'm also really excited to have all of these labels and not have to really like work with a mini kit. I tend to just buy mini kits because I think it's silly to, I don't know, get a full kit every week. It's just like so wasteful because I'm never going to use anything. Also, sorry about the cats. They were like all in my business this day, and I don't like kicking them out if I don't have to. So I'm really sorry that they were like rubbing against the tripod and like getting in the way, but they're not there the whole time. But yeah, this was another kit that gave me a hard time only because there were so many good full boxes that I didn't want to leave any out. I did end up, I think, having to leave one or two out just because I didn't have the space. But on the weekend, you'll see things get a little squished, and I did end up having to leave some things out just because I either could fill in all my plans or use a bunch of boxes, and I definitely chose the boxes because this artwork is fantastic. For my sidebar, the two main things I decided to put this week, the first thing is that my boyfriend and I babysat his niece and nephew, and they also stayed the night, so it was like a full weekend of kids, and I used this Munchkin reading to a little Munchkin to mark that. And then under that, with this typewriter that says "Hello, babes," I don't know where I got this. This is some sort of like, what do you call it, deco that I purchased like way back in the day before I even really like knew how to decorative plan. It was just like a plain sheet of deco. It didn't come with a kit. It's like a million years old. And I just wanted to mark that this was my first full week of my new job. Moving on to the day by day, starting with Monday, the first thing I marked with this Sleepy Tara from Pumpkin Paper Co. was that I slept in till 12. This is sort of the beginning of my sleep schedule going to complete shit, and you'll see that just continue basically for the next few months. In current time right now is May 13th, Friday the 13th, and I got up, the earliest I've gotten up on my own in like months. And anyway, yeah, so next coming months, you'll just see my sleep schedule just get worse and worse and worse. But yeah, so I slept till noon this day. With a half box and this exit sign from Once More with Love, I marked that there was major traffic this day. I think this is also Labor Day, so it was a holiday, which definitely made things worse. With this half box and a Munchkin, with a little Munchkin, I marked that we stopped to see Joe's niece and nephew and the rest of his family, but mainly them, at the hotel they were staying at because they're from out of town. They're not from Philadelphia. So, yeah, what am I saying? I'm getting like all confused. I don't think they were at a hotel. I think they were at their grandparents' house. I don't know. Doesn't matter. Under that, with an appointment label and this Walmart bag, I marked that we went to Walmart. And then the final thing with this little paper crown prince, I think. I always forget to look. This little laptop, I marked that I worked until 4 in the morning. Yeah, so there we go. Moving on to Tuesday, the first thing I marked with this, oh my gosh, I think it's my newest addiction. I think this laundry sticker with everything hanging out to dry. I love these stickers and I sort of hoard them. I like try to never use them because I love them so much. But I marked that I did a couple dark loads of laundry with a fancy label, and this laptop that was from a kit. This was some deco. I marked that I worked with a little thing and a Munchkin watching TV. I marked that I watched the Bachelorette. I never finished this season. I just got really bored. That show is kind of just getting boring in general, but I did watch it this day. And then after that, with this little Dwight emoji and a little thing, I marked that we watched The Office. Then with a quarter box and these shoes from Olive Studio, I marked that we went on a walk. And then the final thing I did on Tuesday was fold some laundry. Moving on to Wednesday, the first thing I marked with this squared off box and this UGG sticker, I marked that my car battery was dead, which was a nightmare because I was parked on a one-way street with tons of like cars going by. It's a pretty busy street and it has a bus stop on it. And so my boyfriend had to like figure out how to get his car down this one-way street. He had to like drive the wrong way. And then, sorry. And then jump my car before, like in between the buses and all the cars coming. So it was a little bit messy, but we managed. Under that with this Papershire laptop and a fancy label, I marked that I went home to do some work. Then after that, I took a break and walked to Target. So I marked that with this little Target sign. With a little thing and this sweating emoji, I marked that it was so humid, so I was basically drenched by the time I got home. Then with the movie marquee from the kit, I marked that I watched Lords of Chaos. I don't even think I finished it because it was so boring. And then I wrote Valentine. I'm not sure if I watched Bloody Valentine, Valentine's Day, or Blue Valentine. I can't remember. Or is there a movie called Valentine? And I forgot. I don't know, possibly. But apparently that's what I watched. And then the final thing on Wednesday with a quarter box and this munchkin just laying down, giving up, I marked that I finished my work really late this night. Moving on to Thursday, first thing I marked with an appointment label and this emoji holding a little bin of like washi and stuff. I marked that I cleaned out my file cabinet. Then with a little thing and another one of these little laptops, I marked that I worked. With a fancy label and the same Olive Studio shoes, I marked that I walked to FedEx and the post office. And then under that with this drama queen, Tara, I marked that I was just really pissed off because the post office, like their system was down and I had a QR code and I waited in like the world's longest line just for the woman to tell me that their system was down. So that was fun. Then with one of these weird square labels that I still am not super confident I'm using correctly or that look the best, I don't know, but I used it. And this telephone, which also is just a random piece of deco, I marked that I called my dad on my walk back home. Then on the last thing on Thursday with this, I don't know, this character sticker that I got as a freebie and this squared off box, I marked that I ate mac and cheese, which is definitely worth marking because I never buy milk because I think drinking milk is disgusting. So like every time I buy milk, I use like a tablespoon of it to make macaroni and cheese and it goes bad. But I was able to just like walk to Wawa and get the single serving like 8-ounce bottle of milk, so then I didn't feel as wasteful and I got to make myself mac and cheese. Moving on to Friday, the first thing I marked with a fancy label and this tarot holding a cat was that I had Brad cuddles all morning. He was just extra cuddly this day. With a little thing and another laptop, I marked that I did work. Then with a fancy label and this emoji just giving up on life, I marked that I laid on the floor because I was so exhausted. Let me know if you do that. I tend to end up on the floor when I'm like really tired and just really overwhelmed. Only if it's clean, by the way. With a little thing and this cursing either munchkin or emoji, I think I really can't tell when they're just the little heads. I marked that my battery died again. With a fancy label and this really happy, lovey munchkin, I marked that I was rescued by the nicest neighbors. I am sort of like really, really sick of living surrounded by assholes all the time, and it was so refreshing. I probably could have cried. This couple came out of their house and they just like, I didn't have to ask them or anything. They just came out with a portable battery charger thing and just like asked if I needed to jump. It was just the nicest thing, and it was so, like, it's so unusual that I don't know. It was like the highlight of my year, these two people. So they were able to jump my car. Then with a squared off box and these emotis, munchkins, they both have this sticker, and I bought it from both shops. I marked that I went to Center City to have dinner with my boyfriend's family at their hotel. And then the final thing on Friday with this, I think, munchkin head, I marked that I was a little bit annoyed. There were a couple things that annoyed me that night. I'm not sure what it was. I don't know. I really can't remember exactly what annoyed me, but it wasn't that big of a deal. But I was a little over people at this point. Moving on to Saturday, the first thing I marked with this dishwasher sticker and a little thing, I marked that I did the dishes. With a little thing and another laptop, I marked that I worked. With a fancy label and this munchkin with a little kid, I marked that it was time to babysit the kids. So we had them. They got dropped off. Then with a quarter box and this munchkin child having a tantrum, I marked the shoe incident happened. We took my boyfriend's niece and nephew to the playground, and they're not good. I'm just gonna say that. They're not like the best kids. I love them. I really, really do. And I'm always excited to like spend time with them, but they're not good. And the 4-year-old boy, one of his shoes had come off. Like he got it stuck in a park bench and then it fell behind the bench. And then he went to go grab it. And right as he touched the shoe, he decided he didn't want to get it himself. And he only wanted my boyfriend to get it, which in your fucking dreams, not happening. So we told him like, no, I'm sorry, you can reach it. You have to get your own shoe. And he was refusing. So we ended up pretending to leave him at the playground. I took his sister back to the car, and my boyfriend hid behind a tree. So he thought that he was like alone at the playground, and he put that shoe on so fast. But don't worry, we never would have actually left him. He was right. Yeah, he was fine. But no, I am not picking up your shoe. I am not your servant. Anyway, so then after that, with this little thing and this shopping bag from the kit, I marked that we took them to Dollar Tree and we let them each pick out one piece of candy and one toy, and that was it. And then under that, with this Shut Up Munchkin and a fancy label, I marked that I just had enough with the spoiled brat act. Again, I live in a city with a bunch of busy streets, and the street my boyfriend lives on is not exactly, like, safe. And these two kids were screaming because I wouldn't let them, like, hold the ball that they wanted from Dollar Tree because I didn't want it going in the road. And they were, like, screaming and fake crying. And we finally got inside, and I had to raise my voice. And I hate doing that, but it's one of those things where, like, they weren't going to stop. And it worked. After I told them that they had to stop and I explained exactly why I held the ball while crossing the street, they were perfectly fine and they got it. So, yeah, but I was really reaching my limit. I don't do spoiled brat. I just do not do it. With a little thing and a slice of pizza, I marked that we got Domino's. Then with an appointment label and this munchkin reading to another little munchkin, I marked that I was able to, like, distract one of them with activities while the other watched TV with my boyfriend. It was one of those things where, like, they wouldn't stop fighting and screaming at each other. So that worked out really well. When they were separated, it was very calm and peaceful and lovely. Then the final thing on Saturday with a little thing and this TV from Carly Plans, I marked that after the kids fell asleep, my boyfriend and I watched the MTV Challenge. Moving on to Sunday, the first thing I marked with this label and an insomnia munchkin, I marked that I was woken up by children, which is super fun at 6 a.m. They tried to be quiet and let me sleep, but it wasn't going to happen. Then with the fancy label and this toast sticker from Pumpkin Paper Co., I marked that someone stole my piece of toast that I made myself, which was really cool. With a fancy label and this Fox and Pip couple, Hugging, I marked that the kids went home with a solid piece of washi and this shopping cart from the kit. I marked that we went to Aldi with a quarter box and this Dwight emoji. Again, I marked that we watched The Office and ate a ton of watermelon. With a little thing and this mechanic munchkin, I marked that we went to Walmart and got my new battery for my car. But then under that, I marked with this annoyed munchkin face that it was the wrong one. And I was so confused and annoyed because that's the one that Walmart said would, you know how they have those those machines and you type in your make, model, year, whatever, and then they tell you which battery you need? It was wrong. It was wrong, so that was cool. And then the final thing on Sunday with a little thing and these munchkins watching a movie on a laptop, I marked that we watched something called Warzone. Don't remember it. I'm sorry. I really need to get better at remembering the movies that I'm watching. But yeah, so that is everything for this week. I'm really happy with how this kit came out. At first, I was doing it and I just wasn't into it. I don't know why. But then towards the end, I don't know, I just got really relaxed and just really enjoyed doing this spread. But yeah, I think that's everything I want to say. I hope you enjoyed. Sorry, I had a little brain fart. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.